Hello and welcome to Herald TV News at 3 with me, Tasleem. Agitated activists from across Goa staged at peaceful sit-in protest at Azad Maidan, Panjim at a host of issues that are plaguing Goa and causing discomfort to the Goans. Activists decried the diversion of River Mahade, casinos in River Mandavi, coal pollution in the Zuari River, sewage pollution in River Sal. They gave the slogan of Save Our Rivers, Save Goa and lamented the fast decline of the environment, society and polity of Goa given the above developments.
हांव हांगा गोंयकाराच्या नांवान हांगा हाजीर जाल्या ही आमची मादय आमची आवय ही आवयक सरकारान विंकल्या ही आवय आमची आवय म्हणल्यार मादय हे उदक ना जाल्यार आमी कशी जगपाक शकतात आमकां हुंय मारगांवसून पणजे हुंय सांडपाल आमकां उदक जाय आतां पासून म्हाज्या बॅगान उदकाची बाटली आसा उदक ना जाल्यार आमी जगपाकूच शकना उदक आमचे गोंय भांगाराचें गोंय म्हणटात कुटे कुळाचे झाडां पेडान भरलेलें गोंय हें गोंय कशें वाचोवपाक शकता आमी ही न्हंय तरी तेमी कर्नाटकाक विंकील जाय आमचे म्हजे मागणें आमचे सगळे गोंयकारां लागीं घरान बसून रावं नाका सगल्यांनी भायर सरपाचो वेळ आयला आनी उदक ना जाल्यार आमचे फुडली पिळगे कितें मेळटलें
तुम्ही सगळे 40 जाण कुशीन थरा उरला ते गोंयकार पळयतले आसा रिजायन जा आनी हांव ही लॉजीक कित्याक सांगता रिजायन जा पळय तुमी म्हणटात आता धवलेकराचो स्टेटमेंट आयकला हांवें PM मोदी करतलो आनी PM मोदी कितें करतलो किपींग इन मायंड द कर्नाटका इलेक्शन एम आय रायट जरी तर कर्नाटका इलेक्शन तो मनान दोन करता दॅट मिन्स ही वॉन्ट टू एड वन मोर स्टेट इन दीस किटी तो हेच्या पेक्षा द बेस्ट थिंग PM मोदीक आमी एकूच सांगून दिवपाचें आसा कर्नाटका तूं मागीर घालतलो तुज्या खिशांत पयले गोंया सुट्टेले तुज्या हातांतले
तेन्ना ह्यो ज्यो पळय गोंयच्यो आमच्यो रिवर मांडोवी जुवारी आनी जी पळय साल आहा त्योय बी ह्यो सगल्यो काबार जाल्ल्यो आहा पोल्युशन जावन तेन्ना हांव गोंयच्या लोकांक हात जोडून विनंती करता आनी मागणी करता की तांणी सगल्यांनी जशे ओपिनियन पोलाक भायर सरिल्ले जशे कोंकणी एज्युकेशना भायर सरिल्ले तशें सगल्यांनी भायर सरून गोवा बंद करून हो एकूच इश्यू घेवपाचो माधवी नदी आमकां जाय म्हणून नाजाल्यार आमची जे पळय यंग जनरेशन आहा तांचे कडेन पयशे घर दारां बिरां सगळे आसतले पूण उदक हाडचें ना आनी उदका लागून पाजीशेर जावन फडफडून मरतले हांव सोबे माजर सांगता
रिप्रेझेंटिंग चेंबल पयले सुवातेर म्हाका ह्या गोंयकारांक सांगूंक सोदता उठात हो टायम तुमी न्हिदोन रावो नाकात जागे जायात आनी हे आमची न्हंय ही आमची माय न्हंय आमची सांबाळात पयले सुवातेर आमकां खबर आसा की BJPचो पोटलो फकत फोटींनी भरलेले आसा आनी ह्यो फोट्यो सांगून आमकां ताणें पानां बांदलेली आसा इतल्यो फोट्यो जाल्यो की गोंयकार सगळे तितून बदलल्या आनी ओगी बसल्या
ह्या सरकारान पळय म्हादईचेर कांय पळय आजून एक्शन घेवना हे म्हादईचें पळय उदक आतां कर्नाटकान डायवर्ट केलां जें गोंय येतालें तें तेजेर सरकार आमचो ओगी आसा सरकारान हेजेर कितें तरी एक्शन घेवपाक जाय कित्याक ही म्हादई आमकां खूब गरजेची आसा हो सरकार आमचो फुडले पिळगेचें चिंतना कारण एक दीस अशें जातलें की राजस्थान ते सायडीन डेजर्टाक पळय उदक पावना लोक पळय व्हडवळटा उदका खातीर तळमळटात तशी परिस्थिती आमच्या गोंयांत येतली.
The Goa bench of the Bombay High Court's order indicting the Goa government for being complicit in encouraging sound pollution violations goes beyond just the EDM festival called Sunburn. It was held this time under a company called Macy's Spacebound Web Lab Private Limited, Mumbai. The court has asked the government to follow the rule of law which they themselves have enacted, even if they do not want to follow judicial orders on all violations, especially environmental ones. The order of January 3rd by the bench of Justices Mahesh Sonak and Bharat Deshpande asked the government to simply govern by not just enacting but implementing its laws. Here are the reactions on this issue.
The order is in response to a public interest litigature filed by Rajesh Shinari against the state of Goa and 9 others, including the company which secured the permission to conduct the Sunburn EDM festival in Anjana in December 2022. The PIL specifically charges the organizers of Sunburn conducted their EDM festival from December 27 to 30th by violating noise pollution rules and levels rampantly. The court observed that music beyond permissible limits was played beyond 10 p.m. with both the GSPCB and the PIF Anjana playing a blame game, shifting the blame on each other, with neither of them acting against the sunburn organizers. Goa authorities were waiting for sunburn to get over for the complaints of citizens against noise pollution to die down, said the High Court. It further said that the Goa government authorities take great pride in tolerating the breaching of the noise pollution rule and the court's directions. Going beyond the Sunburn Festival, fingers have been pointed at the Pollution Control Board officials. Here are some of the reactions.
The recent EDM festival that was organized the last 3 days of the last year, after the High Court having strictly directed the government and its law enforcing agencies, the machinery, to be very strict as far as the sound is concerned and not to allow it beyond the reasonable, the permissible decibels, yet it created a disaster for people around that area. A writ petition was filed and the court, taking it into consideration, seeing the facts, directed that at least on the 30th to see that it does not exceed the permissible limits. But to the surprise of the court, not to me, the fact is today the government, the law enforcing agencies have proved one thing, that they pay scant respect to the High Court's orders. Even the judiciary today is in such a fix. It can only pass orders, implementing orders, that is to implement the orders that is in the government and in this government machinery, just does not do anything. And the court, it has come to a point that the court may have to directly employ its own staff to take necessary action.
I have found that in the recent times, government in the process of making it easy for a lot of businesses to come and start doing their work here, have started a single window process where an application for events like the Sunburn, the Purple Fest, etc. have all been taken through a single window where all permissions are granted on payment of the requisite fees at one state. I don't know whether this has been done for the convenience of the party applying for such a license, or whether it is for the convenience of the minister concerned to make his own party out of whatever he is earning. But what seems to be surprising is that when it comes to fixing responsibility about issues like the sound restrictions, like pollution, like the regulation of traffic, all those things, at that time when the government has to answer to the court or any authority which is posing such a question, judicial or otherwise, the departments tend to blame one another and distort the issue, trying to avoid responsibility. When the government is granting such permissions under single window, then why not fix the responsibility also under a single window? The issuing authority, although the permissions are granted from separate departments, the chief secretary and the department heads who have granted permissions and not kept checks and balances on such events should be held accountable. And government has to stop filing these frivolous affidavits where they try to blame responsibility on one department or the other. If there is a particular department, a ministry, a minister or an official, maybe the chief secretary or the secretary of the appropriate departments, who have granted some such permission, it is incumbent upon them to answer these questions, and they cannot blame the some other authority for not fixing such responsibility on themselves. So I am glad that the High Court has issued these directions.
Bureau Report, Herald TV.
Kannada Dhangar Samaj President Goa has claimed he will support Goa on the Mahaday issue. The former Sankwal Sarpanch and the Kannada Dhangar Samaj President Sharan Methi has claimed he will support Goa on the Mahaday issue. He says he will submit memorandum to Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai to sort out the issues for the sake of Kannadigas in Goa. Bommai has said, in view of the NOC from the Central Water Commission for the Karnataka DPR, the state would go ahead with construction, especially on the Bandura Canal, which will deny water to Goa.
माझे स्टँड असे आसतले ऑन कलसा बंडोरा डायवर्जन ऑफ वॉटर कर्नाटक आणि गोंयान ते चालू आसा मुद्दा तेका आमी गोंया खातीर रावतले गोंयान आमी रावता पयलेच सांगला आमी गोंयचे कर्मभूमी आसा आमी जेवता खाता पिता गोंयाचे आमी गोंया खातीर आमकां उदक जाय म्हणून आमी मागतले जाय पडल्यार आमी स्ट्रायक आनी प्रोटेस्ट करतले हेजे बद्दल आनी मुख्यमंत्री श्री बसवराज बोम्मायक वचून आमी मेळपाचे तयारीन आसा ताका एक मेमोरंडम दिवन आमचे उदक गोंयकाराक लागून सोडपाचे आमी थारायला सो आमचे सगळे लोक कित्याक आमी हांगाच आमचे कर्मभूमी आसा आमी केन्ना बरेपणान आनी कश्टपणान आमी रावपाक जाय गोंया खातीर आमी हांगाच सगळे खाता पिता सगळे हांगाच आहा न्हू ताका लागून आमी आतां उदक आमकां जाय हांगा नाजाल्यार कशे सगळे इतले लोक आमी हे करतले ताका लागून आमी सक्षम आसा आनी गोंया खातीर कश्टानूय आमी रावतले प्रोटेस्टूय करतले जाय जाल्यार गोंयकाराक वीथ दॅम वी आर देर फॉर दीस खालसा आनी बंडोरा डायवर्जन ऑफ वॉटर.
Sir, you are willing to go for a protest also?
Yes, we are 100% ready with our people. If required, we are with governments and we will do that.
So any political party approaching you for support, for whatever party, for the cause of Madhe, you all are willing to
Yeah, it is in material of the party. This is for a good cause and it is water. Water is a priority for human beings. So irrespective of the party, we will go for a protest if required, or in a good way it is happening that what I have said is we will go and request Basavaraj Bommai, Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, to help us.
You think, sir, this is being made into a political story that river should not be used for political mileage for any state or anything?
आता कितें आसा ते कर्नाटकान इलेक्शन येवपा in February March. Possible there is a 18 MPs कर्नाटकाचे वयता आतां 17 MPs ऑलरेडी BJPचे आसा ताका लागून कितें तरी पॉलिटिकल मायलेज घेवपाक कितें तरी जालें आसतलें हांगा गोंयान 2 MP आसा ताका लागून कितें तरी देर इज मोर रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ हे म्हणून थंय कितें तरी पॉलिटायज करून थिंगा तांकां हॅपी करपाक कितें केलें आसतलें ताका लागून आमी आमचे उदक गोंयकाराक लागून मेळपाक जाय आमचे हक आसा आमी वी वील फायट फॉर दॅट.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Kiran Borkar for Herald TV.
Music legend and Padma Shri Shankar Mahadevan described Goa as a cultural hub that needs academic facilities to nurture musical talents. He emphasized that music should not be considered an extracurricular activity and there is a need to set up a musical academy. Mahadevan added that there are no facilities in Goa to learn music and Goa needs facilities of a level where Indian and international students can come and learn music. Mahadevan was speaking at Gera School's Meet the Legend series.
It all started with a unique thought by him and his family, and then it's executed for the last 8 years. So I'm so happy to be here, and I think the joy of music, that is the mission statement of my academy. The joy of music needs to be given to every single person, whether you are a musician or not a musician. तो हम लोग तब्दीली लाना चाहिए, यही तो हमारी बात चल रही है. ये कल भी मिनिस्टर साहब मिले तो हम यही बोले कि गोवा इज अ कल्चरल हब. मैं यहाँ पर गोवा में इतने डिफरेंट अवतार में आया. कभी मैं जाकिर हुसैन जी के साथ शक्ति क्लासिकल परफॉर्म किया, कभी बॉलीवुड परफॉर्म किया, कभी जैज ग्रुप के साथ आया. इतना कल्चरल हब है तो गोवा जैसे एक शहर में डेफिनेटली परफॉर्मेंस फैसिलिटीज, एकेडमी फैसिलिटीज जो अभी हम लोग ये होम में आए लेकिन बाहर भी आई एम श्योर दैट होना ही चाहिए बिकॉज कल्चरल हब है. और ये हम लोग होपफुली हम लोगों ने भी अर्जी की है. तो लेट अस होप दैट समथिंग स्टार्ट्स ओवर, क्योंकि क्या है कि म्यूजिक एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर, उसको बोलते हैं एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज, लेकिन वो एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज नहीं है, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एक्टिविटीज है, स्पेशली बच्चों के लिए। तो उसके लिए फैसिलिटीज बनना ही चाहिए। और आप जो बोल रहे हो बिल्कुल सही है कि वी शुड सी टू इट दैट वी सेट अप नॉट ओनली मे बी एन एकेडमी, परफॉर्मेंस वेन्यूज ओवर हियर। अभी देखिए इतना सा ब्यूटीफुल हॉल है, बट यू नो जब यहाँ पर बच्चे परफॉर्म करेंगे इतना अच्छा फीलिंग होगा, तो होना ही चाहिए। आप सही बोल रहे हो।
किसमें कमियां हैं, क्या कमियां हो रही है?
कमियां बोलेंगे तो एजुकेशनल फैसिलिटीज नहीं है। म्यूजिक मैं म्यूजिक के इस पे बात करूँ, टॉपिक पे बात करूँ। यू नीड अ गुड म्यूजिकल इंस्टीट्यूशन ओवर हियर, जहाँ पर आप गर्व से इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स को भी बुला सकते हो। देखो गोवा में देखो हमारा ये एकेडमी है, और आप देखो यहाँ पर आके आप सीखो म्यूजिक, बिकॉज हमारा जो म्यूजिक है वो विश्व भर में इतना पॉपुलर है, और लोग अपने म्यूजिक को बहुत इसके साथ देखते हैं, रिस्पेक्ट के साथ देखते हैं। तो ये इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स भी आना चाहिए, ऑल ओवर इंडिया से आना चाहिए। लेकिन
Devendra Kankar for Herald TV.
Even as our highways are expanding, are our roads getting more dangerous with the influx of heavy interstate traffic? 2 trucks were involved in an accident at different times in Porvorim on Saturday. A truck hit the divider at midnight, while another truck proceeding from the other direction hit that truck and a divider early in the morning. No injuries were reported.
On Saturday morning, traffic was diverted through the internal road as there was an accident on the highway involving 2 interstate trucks. The accident disrupted the flow of traffic, causing a major traffic jam on Saturday morning at Porvorim. The traffic was diverted through the internal roads. The traffic block was later cleared. Resat Polchi for Herald TV.
A Gujarat registered container carrying non-flammable chemical liquid waste overturned and fell into the creek along National Highway 66 at Ugwe Perne. Firefighters rescued the injured driver and the driver was shifted to a hospital.
Makbul Malgimani for Herald TV.
The novenas of Goa's first homegrown saint, Saint Joseph Vaz, patron of the Archdiocese of Goa and the Daman, begin at the Old Church of Our Lady of Health, Sankwal from January 7th. The novenas will go on till 15 January and the feast will be celebrated on 16 January. Herald TV will telecast the novenas and the feast day mass at 6 p.m. daily.
This year's theme for the novena and feast of Saint Joseph Vaz is "Let us truly follow Jesus after the example of Saint Joseph Vaz." The novena masses from 7 January onwards will be from 6 a.m., 7:30 a.m., 9:15 a.m. and in the evening at 4 p.m. and the English Mass will be at 6 p.m. On Sundays, January 7th and January 15, 2023, the Masses will be as follows: morning 5 a.m., 6:15 a.m., 7:15 and 9:15 a.m. and evening at 4 p.m. and the English Mass at 6 p.m. 2 additional Masses will be celebrated on January 8th Sunday in Malayalam at 10:45 a.m. and in Tamil at 12 noon, and a Mass on January 15th Sunday in Hindi at 10:45 a.m. also an additional Mass. Bureau Report, Herald TV.
The Feast of Three Kings was celebrated in a grand festive manner at Chandor, Kansauli and Reis Magos on Friday. The feast celebrations brings to an end the 12 days of Christmas. It is believed that on this day the 3 wise men, Melchior, Gaspar and Balthazar, presented baby Jesus with symbolic gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh.
In Kansauli, every year the Feast of Epiphany and the Feast of Our Lady of Remedios is celebrated on January 6 with a lot of devotion. 3 boys, each from Kasauli, Arosi and Kweli, represent the 3 wise men who went to visit Jesus with gifts after his birth. Here are the visuals from Kasauli.
ओके आ बेटो
Mass the routines are in place for last 500 years. The traditions are maintained by the village of Kansaolim, Koyelim and Arosim. Each king is from each village. Now this king is selected from each village by the original people from Kansaolim. It's very difficult to get a chance because it's in a life. You get a chance in a lifetime, once in a lifetime. Especially when a child is born from that community, his name is written at least 5-6 years prior, and then later on he gets his chance. So after taking his first Holy Communion, he gets a chance to be one of the kings. And then on the feast day, the horses are arranged by the community of this village people. The horses are brought from Kolhapur or Solapur. The horses are brought prior to this, and then it is distributed to one of their kings. And the significance and the culture is maintained for the last 500 years.
What is the age group of children that are selected to be king?
Basically, after they receive their first Holy Communion, they are entitled to be the kings. So it's the age group is between 7 to 9, 10.
Okay, tell us about significance of this, why this festival is celebrated.
So it is a relevance when Jesus was born, and the three kings came to visit him. They came with three gifts: myrrh, frankincense and gold. So it is each king carries one of the significance which was presented to Jesus. So that is the significance with this, and it was given to Jesus on 6th January.
आमचे फेस्त रमेश सायबिणीचे फेस्त आनी ह्या फेस्ता सुमार तेग राय कशे आमचे 3 वाड्यांतले भुरगे न्हेसून येतात आरोसी कांसावली आनी कुयेली आनी घोड्यांचेर ते बसून येतात आनी ही खूब आदली परंपरा ते भशेन ते सांबाळटात बिकॉज आयचे फेस्त आमकां करीत भशेन अदीक आनी अदीक आमच्या सोम्या जेजू क्रिस्ता भशेन जावपाक काळोखी कोरण्यो आमच्या जिवितांतले पयस करून आमी सगलीं बरीं उजवाडाची भुरगीं कशीं जावंक आमकां पावलां मारूंक ही एक स्फूर्ती कशी दिता रमेश सायबिणीचे मजतीन आमी हें करून सगलीं वावुरता.
Chandor, the Feast of Three Kings, is celebrated along with the Feast of Our Lady of Bethlehem. There was blessing of vehicles after every Mass. 3 persons dressed as kings after a 2-year break of the pandemic. Here's more on the festive celebrations at Chandor.
जाल्यार हांव हिंगा देवा लागून घोडे हाडटा आनी थिंगे ते सगळी सेवा बिवा सगळी सारकी जाता म्हणून हांव हिंगा वर्सान वर्स येता.
Coming all the way from Arambol, North Goa, to this lovely place called Chandor, where the feast of Our Lady of Bethlehem and also the feast of Three Kings celebrated with religious fervor at Our Lady of Bethlehem Church, Chandor.
I'm grateful to my parents, Alex and Nancy, and I'm excited to be the king.
I'm very excited to be one of the kings, and I'm very thankful to my parents, Martin Dias and Sylvia Gracious.
The Feast of Epiphany, or Holy Magi or the Three Kings, was also celebrated at Reis Magos Church in Bardes. The Vatican has granted special permission to celebrate this feast on January 6th to the three parishes of Goa, Reis Magos, Kasauli and Chandor. Here too, three wise men dress as kings and take part in the solemn feast mass. Inacio Narona, Sagun Gowde and Kiran Borkar for Herald TV.
Tourism Minister Rohan Khaunte and ZP Sarpanch and Panchayat members met Town and Country Planning Minister Vishwajit Rani after certain parts of Penade France Panchayat were shown in the ODP. Rani assured that parts of Penade France Village Panchayat would be denotified from the North Goa Planning and Development Authority planning areas. The Assembly Complex, the Secretariat and the High Court building will be marked in the NGPDA areas and will also remain under the jurisdiction of Panchayat.
TCPचे आम्ही पेंदी फ्रांक सल्वाडोर निमून आणि सुकुरा 3 parts of the panchayats of Porvorim constituency. TCPचे एक नोटिफिकेशन आयलें तातूंतल्यान certain parts of पेनादी फ्रांक जे आमचे लोक रावतात ग्रामस्थ रावतात तांचे पार्ट्स इन ODP आनी ताजेर आसा म्हणून नोटिफिकेशन आयलें. त्याच्या खातीर खुबसो बोवाळ जालो की बाबा आमचे पणजे वता काय कितें वतात काय म्हणून. सो इश्यू आशिल्लो सेक्रेटरीएट आनी असेंब्लीचो आनी हायकोर्टाचो वीच द गव्हर्मेंट वॉन्टेड टू इन्क्लूड इन दॅट पर्टिक्युलर प्लॅन ऑफ फर्दर प्लॅनिंग्स नॉट द विलेजीस. सो जेन्ना आमच्या मित्रा कडेन उलयले तेन्ना दे रियलायज दॅट देर वॉज अ एरर फॉर वीच पंचायत ऑलरेडी हॅज ऑब्जेक्टेड. पीपल इन दीस एरिया हू एवर हॅविंग their houses which suddenly they found की were in TCP notification तांणी आपले ऑब्जेक्शन रेज केल्ले. म्हणून एक वाटेन पेंदी फ्रांकान ग्रामस्थांची ह्या येता ते आयतारा 8 तारखेक ग्रामसभा स्पेशल ग्रामसभा घेतिल्ली फॉर दीस पर्टिक्युलर इश्यू टू बी एड्रेस्ड. इन द मेन टायम जेन्ना हो विशय आमी मिनिस्टरा कडेन मांडलो तेन्ना विश्वजीत इमिडिएटली रिस्पॉन्डेड and ensured that he is able to understand what the issue was and there has been an error. So I think they are already working on it. आज आम्ही तोच विषय वी हॅव कम विथ अ रिक्वेस्ट टू हिम की ह्या विशयाचेर आमच्या लोकांची घरां जी आसा वी हॅव नो ऑब्जेक्शन ऑन द हायकोर्ट एंड द सेक्रेटरी इन द असेंब्ली एरिया being a part of this plan कित्याक इट्स अ गव्हर्मेंट एरिया वीच वी मे नीड हेल्प इन प्लॅनिंग ऑल्सो हेड तांकां कितें आमकां करपाक जाय जाल्यार थंय प्लॅनिंगान. पूण बाकीचे जे आमचे ग्रामस्थांच्यो एरिया आसा तश्यो पंचायतीन येवच्यो.
पंचायतीचे विलेज पंचायत पेंदा फ्रांकचे ते घातल्या म्हणून आमी येयल्ले तेन्ना आमकां विश्वजीत सरान मिनिस्टरान आमकां आश्वासन दिलां की जे सर्वे नंबर जे चुकून एड जाल्या ते ऑलरेडी तेणेन डिनोटिफाय करतले आनी जे लोकांक जाय तशें आमकां जाय सगळ्या पंच मेंबरांक त्या प्रमाणे सगळे डिनोटिफाय करून जे फक्त जी असेंब्ली कॉम्प्लेक्स आसा हायकोर्ट आसा तितकीच एरिया ते मार्क करून तितकीच एरिया घालतले आनी जे ज्युरिडिक्शन हायकोर्टाचे आनी हे जे आसा आमचे असेंब्लीचे ते पंचायत क्षेत्रांतूच उरतले.
In a shocking incident, a patient from an ambulance in Honda had to walk and take alternative transport to go to the hospital due to heavy traffic congestion on the Honda-Belgavi road. The locals of Honda village have time and again objected to heavy vehicles moving through narrow roads from Honda to Belgavi. The traffic congestion is so intense that it is difficult even for two-wheelers to pass through this road due to congestion. Sometimes people cannot even go to work since the road is blocked by heavy traffic.
तू खंय वयतालो आतां म्हटलें आतां नायटीक कामाक वचपाक तूं ह्या ब्लॉका खातीर तूं आतां ओडोन उरता तूं कितें म्हणूंक सोदता येयल्ले दिसा अशेंच ब्लॉक ह्या होंडा गांवच्या रस्त्याचेर जाता
हय चडशे फावट जाल्लेले आसा खूब फावटी जाल्लेले आसा ब्लॉक तर आतां हालीं परत एकदां जाल्या सांगलेलें आमी एकदां हांगा गांवचे हे जाल्लेले खूब फावटी जाल्लेले बट आजून कोणी एक्शन घेवंक ना
समज जर आतां कोण पेशंट बीन येवपाचो वचपाचो गांवांतलो जालो जाल्यार वतलो जाल्यार ते रोड ब्लॉक आतां तुका कामार समज जर आतां लेट पावलो जाल्यार कितें जातलें तुका
आतां वचोंकच मेळचें ना न्हू अशें लेट जालेलें
Sachin Gavas for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.